It's time that we actually have the conversation. Y'all just hate fat people. Since the beginning of time, society has always had a problem with people of a bigger size, specifically Black people, and even more specific, Black women. And today I want to deep dive into a few videos that have bothered me. Now let's roll the clips. So one of my favorite creators on TikTok was recently in a very big TikTok, I don't want to say scandal, but more so controversy. Her name is IAMDAVENDREW. I don't know if it's Davin, whatever. I don't want to disrespect her name, but she is a beautiful plus size creator who gets on this app. She advocates for bigger Black women in general, and she is an advocate of being child free and just choosing your life and being happy. She is whimsical. She's beautiful. She is, I want to say, low key, maybe even an awkward Black girl, and she was the perfect representation for me. I was a little confused when the controversy came across my FYP because I hadn't seen none of her videos in a while. As I'm doing my research, I come across a video of the actual snack plate. Let's roll the clip.
It's late. I have not eaten all day, so I'm gonna fix a snack plate. Made some homemade bread, so I'm gonna make some grilled cheese, or I made some grilled cheese. We need a bigger one. We're switching to this plate. I made grilled cheese sandwiches with my homemade bread, but I have to open them. I caramelized some onions to go on them. Cheese it. Fries. I'm just having a piece of buttered homemade bread. YOLO. And water. I'm gonna go watch The Wood and then go to sleep. Good night.
So imagine my confusion when I come across videos of people saying that she got dragged for that video. Let's go back and see exactly what she had. She had 2 grilled cheese sandwiches on homemade bread, mind you. And to be honest, anybody that's making homemade bread, more power to you. 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, a piece of buttered homemade toast, Cheez-Its in a little cup of gummy worms, and she also had 3 chocolate covered strawberries. It's a snack plate. What? I feel like she hit it, you know what I mean? And a large glass of water. What's she supposed to eat? A salad every day? What y'all want from her? So I was confused. Even if we look at the comments back from when it first happened, you could see people's genuine confusion as to what the controversy was. One commenter even commenting, y'all was tripping over this? Notice how actual dietitians, nutritionists, and doctors are never in someone's comment section giving health advice. Mind y'all damn business. Y'all dragging her when I would have added a soup to this and that water would have been a nice crispy Coke. Honey, let me tell you something. I am a Sprite fanatic. It used to be Diet Coke, but I am a Sprite fanatic. The way that large water would have been a large Sprite with no ice straight from the refrigerator. And y'all tripping over this? Y'all mad about the 5 pieces of bread? Well, hate to see me at the Cheesecake Factory. I mean, really? Me and Texas Roadhouse rolls go together real bad. So for me, this light work. This comment took me out. They would have torn me up in the comments because, baby, the way I would have added a chicken breast to each one, whipped bacon, lettuce, more onions, skip the water, add a cup water. At this point, like, what you mean? Like, let's be so for real right now. I want to be clear. I feel like fat phobia and people being judgmental about people's plates has always been a thing, but I feel like social media has opened the door for people to be more open about it. And I really want to do a deep dive one day on the sudden change between body positivity and owning being fat, being big, and embracing your body just how it is and how God made you, to now this very dismissive, rude, nasty movement of wanting to be skinny and wanting to be small. And a lot of that has to do with the GLP-1 movement, which I need to actually do another deep dive on, because I'm telling you, the obsession with wanting to be small and the obsession to wanting to be on a shot that's gonna make you look completely different needs to be studied. Now, granted, there's a lot of people that are on that shot and they are doing it for their own health reasons, or because they went every other route to lose weight and it just did not work. I understand that. But this sudden push for this shot that is now a pill to make it easier and more accessible for people to use it is concerning me, especially in this current administration and this current political climate and where we are in the healthcare system. It is concerning, and there is a secret agenda to it, whether it be societal, whether it be political, whatever it is, there is something to that, and we really need to get into it. But I say all that to say, I find it funny how people can get on social media and just judge people and what they eat and what they look like and the things that they choose to do with their own life. Y'all are so busy judging people, and little did you know, this woman is dealing with an eating disorder.
I have an eating disorder, and a part of the way I heal my eating disorder is making snack plates. One of my snack plate videos is getting a lot of negative comments because people don't think I should enjoy any of the food on my snack plate because I'm fat. And because I'm fat, fat women don't get to enjoy food. In fact, fat women don't really get to have an eating disorder, at least not that one that someone believes. And this is not for the people who are in my comment section judging what I'm eating and how I'm choosing to feel safe around food. This is for the people who are on an ED recovery journey. People don't know that you're on a journey. They just see the outside. And unfortunately, in this society, when they see a larger person, they don't think that person deserves grace or love or compassion or respect. But that doesn't mean you stop giving that to yourself. In fact, you give it to yourself more, because they don't get to choose if you are going to continue to live. They don't get to choose if you are going to take up space. They don't get to stop your journey, and you don't get to relapse because a bunch of negative Nancys are in your comment sections judging you or pointing at you when you're walking down the street. Instead, you continue for the little girl who didn't think she deserved to be on a recovery journey.
The topic of fat phobia and size is very sensitive to me because I am a fat girl. I am a plus size girl. Now, let me preface this by saying I am 5'10", and if I told you my weight, you probably would not believe it because I carry it a certain way. I don't want to say in a good way because there's not a bad way in carrying weight. But what I will say is that other plus size women that may be the same size as me far as weight but carry it differently could look bigger than me and look at my experience as not as bad. And I completely acknowledge it. My experience as a plus size woman is very different than somebody else's. I don't have a proportion body that is accepted by society, so that also adds to the conversation. I will say this creator's body size and body type is different than mine, so I can't relate to her experience, but I can relate to eating disorders and problems with food, and I can relate to feeling like you're not allowed to have an eating disorder. You're not allowed to have a bad relationship with food, because when somebody sees you, and sometimes these are medical providers, but when somebody on the internet sees you or somebody on the street sees you and they see your weight and they see how you carry it, it's automatically associated with how much you eat. So the fact that this woman has to get on the internet and be able to share her snack plate so that she is able to eat and so that she can heal, and then she's met with turmoil and she's met with bullying, it says a lot about who we are. These are the same people that will tell you, oh, we can't comment on Ariana Grande and where she is right now because we don't know what she's going through. We don't know if she's sick. We don't know. Maybe being sick or maybe on your way up to glory. We don't know that. And I respect that, and I think that's a good point, because we have learned from Chadwick. We have learned from Chadwick not to comment on people when they may be skin and bones. They may be very thin, and we are concerned. This very thing just happened to Brandy a few weeks ago. I was genuinely concerned. Like, are you okay? But then again, she's experienced both sides of the coin, because just a few years ago, do y'all remember when she had a little weight on her and everybody thought she was pregnant, or she was just... So we police people's bodies and we don't know what's going on. My question is, why are we protecting people of thinner bodies for the most part, I'm not saying everybody, but for the most part, we protect people as a society within our bodies because we have an assumption, which is not always true. But when it comes to a plus size woman sharing her snack plate on the internet, all of a sudden y'all think it is okay to bully her. And drag her. It's concerning to me. I wish her all the best in her eating disorder. I wish her all the best in healing. And the fact that she had to take a mental health break from social media because of the backlash that she has received is extremely concerning to me. It is extremely concerning to me that society has found it okay to go into people's comments that are fat, that are of bigger sizes, and completely berate them. So I sat on that video. I watched it. I watched people's reactions, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do a video. And then the SAMYRA SKINNYLICIOUS backlash came to be. I want y'all to see the original video, and then we'll talk about it.
And while we're chatting, Cheesecake Factory's SKINNYLICIOUS menu is fatphobic. The fact that it is named SKINNYLICIOUS because it has fewer calories and quote unquote healthier options, it is fatphobic. That is not that is not an opinion, that is a fact. And I would say argue with your mama, but she probably fatphobic too.
So that is the original video. I knew exactly why people were upset. I actually want to give SAMYRA a video of her own because when I was preparing for this video today and I went through her videos and I went through her comment section, y'all, it's sick. It is sick the way people comment the most terrible things to her. And this has been happening for years. She is fighting for plus size people to be seen, to be humanized in society. She is advocating for us to be treated like humans, like everybody else. She is fighting for inclusivity for everybody. And I'm confused as to, well, I'm not confused. I know why. I know why y'all act the way y'all do. Fatphobia is ingrained into our society, and y'all are not ready to own up to your own internalized fatphobia. I had to do that before. When I got to college and I met different people and I met different perspectives, I realized, wait a minute, everybody doesn't think the way I think. Everybody doesn't believe the same things about how I look or people that look like me. And some of the negative things that I had to unlearn in my journey in college is why I now can look at SAMYRA videos and not spew my own internalized fatphobia. Is the reason I can look at her videos and understand exactly where she's coming from. I can look at her comment section and pinpoint people who have never experienced life as a plus size person in their life, but feel the need to comment because they can't stomach the truth. This video right here is one of the first reaction videos that I had to the SKINNYLICIOUS discourse, and I want y'all to watch this because this gives a little bit of historical context as to where we are, and it gives you a bigger picture of where society is going towards when it comes to making the world more skinny.
Not a single person has given historical context to the SKINNYLICIOUS menu, so I'm going to do that today as your favorite lawyer. In 2010, about a third of our calorie intake was outside of the home. So a lot of us were eating at restaurants, fast food chains, etc. And those meals were high in calories, high in sodium, high in saturated fat. And there was a major concern that we were going to see an increase in cardiovascular disease, in type 2 diabetes. Congress decided we've got to do something about this. And what happened in 2010? The Affordable Care Act came out, and most of us know it as, healthcare reform, but there's section 4205 of Title IV that focuses on public health and chronic disease. And section 4205 did something very different from its predecessor. This section said, from now on, if you are a restaurant chain with 20 or more locations that has the same or similar menu items at all of your locations, and you're operating under substantially the same name, you have to disclose the calorie counts on each of your menu items. Oh yeah, baby, that included McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Domino's, and yes, the Cheesecake Factory. So companies were freaking out. They're like, wait, our meals are high in sodium, high in saturated fat, and high in calories. If we tell people how many calories are in our meals, they're going to stop eating here. We're gonna lose money. Because remember, it's always about the money. Aha, the light bulb went off. And somebody said, I know. we'll create low calorie menus so that people feel like they can still eat with us, and they'll eat off the low cal menu, but then they'll order like a dessert, or they'll order a soda or something. So they won't feel like they can't eat here because we've got other options for them. Okay, cool. Now, some companies decided to name their low-cal menu something like the hidden menu from Panera Bread. I think Applebee's did lighter choices. Taco Bell had power menu, or the cantina menu, or fresco menu, something like that. And then there was Chili's Guiltless Grill. And then, of course, we have the Cheesecake Factory, SKINNYLICIOUS, because nothing tastes as good as being skinny. That's diet culture, for example. Fast forward 16 years later, we are on this app and people are like, oh my gosh, Samyra's crazy. She's wrong. She has no idea what she's talking about. She's misusing her platform, yada, 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 yada. And yet Samyra's not even the first to make this claim. There were so many advocates in 2011, in 2012, in 2022, in 2024 who were making the same claim that the Cheesecake Factory's SKINNYLICIOUS menu, the name of the menu, was in fact a problem. They were openly critiquing this. So this is not a new claim that Samyra is making, although a good claim to be made. This is just something that we collectively, 16 years later, probably haven't heard because we were wee little babies when the ACA came out. Why do we care now? We care now because when you know better, you do better. We never stop caring because time has passed. We never stop caring because we've gotten used to the name. We've gotten used to the diet culture. We never stop caring because it's old news to talk about it. You should keep talking about it. And to all my girly pops who are asking, does that mean that Thin Mints are fatphobic? No, because the thin is describing the mint. Does that mean that Biggie Bag is fatphobic? The biggie is describing the bag. Does that make skinny jeans fatphobic? The skinny is describing the jean. Y'all can't see my partner in the background doing this. Turn it on. Is the skinny describing the licious? You see what I'm saying? Like make it make sense. They never said that this was healthy. Samyra gave us a number of examples in which case the Cheesecake Factory associated health, fitness, and New Year's resolutions with their SKINNYLICIOUS menu. It's okay to say I was loud and I was wrong and I have learned something new, and I'm gonna hush and be quiet and listen from now on.
And that was NIKKI Counsel and Culture on TikTok. She is a legal counselor, okay? And I want to get deeper into this when I do my deep dive on Samyra, but let's really have a real conversation, okay? The reason why Samyra bothers you so much is because she challenges your own internal fat phobia. Fat phobia, a type of fat phobia that you probably didn't even know you possessed. She challenges diet culture and fat phobia that has been intertwined into every facet of the world, of our society. Almost like racism.
This is your friendly reminder that you can't be pro-black and be fatphobic, because fatphobia is rooted in racism too. We all learned in school that once upon a time, the rich elite in Europe were fat. It was a sign of social status. It showed they had access to food and didn't have to participate in manual labor. Voluptuous, curvy women were the beauty standard. But in the late 1600s, something started to change. With the transatlantic slave trade in full swing, race scientists wanted to further distinguish who deserved to be enslaved and who deserved to be free. And they did this by tying skin color to body size and personality traits. They decided that gluttony, stupidity, sinfulness, and fatness were all characteristics of Africans, juxtaposed against restraint, intellect, morality, and thinness, all characteristics of elite Anglo-Saxons. So whiteness and thinness became synonymous, just as fatness and blackness became synonymous. So people began to hate and fear being fat. Doctors started to claim thinness was a sign of good health. Magazines tied thinness to beauty and fatness to savagery and crime, and eugenicists claimed thin Aryan Americans were the only group fit to reproduce. But none of it was actually true. It was just propaganda to justify racism and slavery. It was about pushing an ideal and creating a hierarchy for how we value and treat human beings. And that ideal has continued to permeate our society to this day. And it's become so pervasive that you often don't even see it for what it is, whether it's the size of airplane seats or the naming of a low-calorie menu. Everything glorifies thin bodies, and the reason for it all is racism.
She ate that. I got 3 points. Let's get into it. Point number 1, y'all hate the existence of fat people. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. The fact that SAMYRA gets on TikTok and she makes her videos looking as beautiful as she is, as confident as she is, as accomplished as she is, because what y'all need to do is go back and do your research and learn about her accolades. That woman is well educated. And the main thing that she is doing is just using her sociology degree in her everyday life. She is presenting to you the real issues of America. And the fact that people are so uncomfortable with her being bold, the audacity for a fat black woman to have an opinion, the audacity for her to be so accomplished and be so passionate about the things that she fights for, it's a problem for y'all. It's a problem that there is people that actually support her. There are people that actually agree with her. Y'all hate the existence of black people. The same thing with Davin. The fact that she gets to eat 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, but you got to eat your nasty ass meal prep and go to the gym 4 days a week so that you can feel secure in your body is a problem. The fact that you equate healthy with skinny and fat with unhealthy is a problem for you. And that goes into my next point. You don't believe fat people should have normal lives. You don't think they deserve to have the same things that you have. For example, it's a problem for us to have airplane seats that fit us, that are comfortable. Fat people are asking for sizes that are inclusive to them. Some of the biggest clothing brands in the world do not have inclusive sizes, and that bothers you. You see your size. So how does that affect you? Fat women get on apps talking about their dating woes or their problems in their relationship as it pertains to their weight, and you tell them that maybe they should just lose weight and they can have better choices. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to y'all? You don't believe fat people deserve a normal, happy life. You don't think they have the right to have an opinion. You don't. If you do follow me on TikTok, I made a video last year about me being on a podcast. And one of the podcasters literally outright said that they will never be in a relationship with a plus size woman. He will never bring a plus size woman to his mom as a proper, partner. But will take her home and have sex with her whenever he wants. She's an accessory to him. We are accessories. We can give you laughs, we can give you jokes, we can comfort you and nurture you and make you feel good about yourself. But when it comes to us being humanized, you're nowhere to be found. That's the truth. A couple months ago, I posted a video on TikTok about me being stood up, had nothing to do with my weight. I didn't mention it, whatever the case may be. And I looked bomb. Okay, I looked bomb. And I had nasty ass, rude ass people in my comments. Also, that same podcaster I just told you about earlier told me if I got in the gym, I could have better options. For whatever reason, we equate being skinny with being healthy and fit, and being fat or plus size with being obese, with being unhealthy. Y'all actually believe that being thin, that being smaller, absolutely equates to living a happy, functioning life. And I want to hold your hand when I tell you, it doesn't matter if you're a size 2 or a size 22. Life will beat your ass. You will get stood up. Niggas will play with your time. You could get sick. Life as you know it could be in shambles no matter what size you are. As we all know, this is social media, and we should not just use these videos as a way to educate ourselves. We should be using sources. So I am going to link some resources down below for you to be able to research some of the issues with fat phobia and how it affects people. My heart really goes out to all of my plus size women and men and people in general that go through these issues, because this is a very serious topic. And unfortunately, because of the political climate that we're in, we don't know how this is ever going to change or if it's going to change. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is not like my regular content, but I want to hear what y'all think in the comments. Where do y'all stand on this whole snack plate controversy and this SAMYRA drama? I know that there's something new out with Cardi B, the Old Navy controversy with SAMYRA, all of that. I'm getting into that later because honestly, there's so much nuance to these situations, and I don't think a lot of people have the literacy skills to ingest that right now. So I don't know. I may touch on that. I may not. I don't know. But I will see y'all next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will see you in the next video. Bye.